Like, y'all boys know what the going on out here. Like, I'm my homie. Like, y'all steady playing. Like, I'm a threat. I'm a threat.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines, and we'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now, without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, FBG Butter. Y'all, it's not looking too good for FBG Butter. As y'all know, we already did a video where we spoke about his current arrest, and basically the charges and the full report on the arrest have basically dropped, and now everybody get to see what actually happened. Now, we did hear that, he was locked up for having weapons on him, trying to flee from police, armed habitual criminal, but I don't think everybody knew how serious these charges actually were. Not to mention, Butter already have charges from being bonded out, other weapon possession charges. So I guess this time they're really not playing with him because they feel that maybe he keeps getting chances and he keeps doing the same exact thing. Now, before we get into the full report that actually told us what happened and how much time he's actually facing, let me say this, y'all. I see a lot of people, they trying to throw stones, they trying to be funny towards the situation. Here's one thing about this whole drill stuff and getting arrested. At the end of the day, it's not worth it, right? But also, if you are actually in the streets and not just rapping about it or talking about it because it's cool, it's all clickbait and views, this is what's going to happen to you. You're eventually going to face the consequences because it's but so much time you're going to keep getting caught or keep doing things before you actually face the consequences. Now, what I don't like is this. There's people out there, they're talking about this Butter situation, and to be honest with you, it's almost as if they're happy Butter is in this situation right now. Everybody's making jokes and it's all funny. But let me tell you this right now, it can happen to anybody. In fact, Butter didn't think, when he was on the stand, taking a stand on these guys, laughing, making jokes, being fun, being on social media, laughing about them and talk, guess what? He didn't think that he would probably end up in that same position. And now look, you see what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta be mindful, even if it's funny, you don't get on social media. This is why I always tell y'all, I never laugh at two things. Death and jail. I don't wish that on anybody. Especially if you're out there doing dirt or whatever you're doing, it could come right back to you, right? It could come right back to you. So you sitting there wishing jail and death on somebody or making fun of it, and you out there doing X, Y, and Z, be careful. Be careful. And on top of that, this is why I always tell y'all, man, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Stop listening to social media. Because two things. If you really like that and doing what you rapping about or doing whatever you talking about on these interviews and being on social media saying that you really about that life and something happens to you, nobody's going to say, oh, he's a good man. No, they're going to laugh at you. They're going to say you all types of crash outs. You a fool for this and that when you could have been doing this. But guess what? If you're not about what you're talking about and you get exposed, then they're going to call you weak. They're going to say you're not like that. So let me tell y'all, damn if you do, damn if you don't. And it's unfortunate because yes, we laughing. Yes, it's entertaining. Yes, some people think that other guys going to jail is funny, which is kind of crazy. But at the end of the day, some of these guys are forced to live this way. Some of these guys are actually in Chicago doing what they're talking about. Some of them actually have to stay with a weapon, whether they want to or not, because they got to protect their life. They in an environment where they rather get caught with it than without it. And like I said before, most people have the mentality where they feel they'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Simple as that. Now let's get into this report, man, but before we do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it. Now before breaking everything down, what I'm gonna do is just read the article straight out of the Daily Herald so y'all can get the information straight from there, and then we're gonna talk about what transpired. Now the Daily Herald will say, quote, "A Chicago man has been accused of throwing a loaded gun out of a car window while being chased by Hinsdale police. Rakeem Wilton, 28, of the 4800 block of South Calumet Avenue, is charged with armed habitual criminal, unlawful use of a weapon by a felon, and misdemeanor and petty offenses including transportation of open alcohol by a driver, according to the DuPage County State's Attorney's Office. Judge Joshua Deaton Friday ordered Wilton be detained pre-trial. According to a news release, at 5 a.m. Thursday, police tried to stop a Jeep Patriot at Madison and 4th Streets on allegations of improper lane use and driving without headlights. It said Wilton was the driver and he did not pull over. The release said he threw a loaded .380 caliber Smith & Wesson M&P bodyguard pistol out a window. The Jeep had occurred and crashed at Vine Street and Hinsdale Avenue. Police said they found a loaded .40 caliber Springfield Armory XD-40 pistol on the driver's side floorboard of the Jeep. According to prosecutors' petition for pre-trial detention, police said Wilton told them he did not throw anything and did not know there were guns in the vehicle. The petition stated that Wilton has convictions for conspiracy to commit M in a 2015 case and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. It also said he had been charged in 2022 and 2024 in Cook County with unlawful use, possession of a weapon by a felon, and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, but those charges had been dropped. If convicted, Wilton could be sentenced to 6 to 30 years in prison. Now that you guys actually know what actually transpired and why they were following Butter, because a lot of us didn't know how everything happened. We were just told that Butter ended up getting arrested because he had weapons. He tried to throw the weapons out and the police tried to chase him. However, now we know why. And he did exactly what I always tell y'all not to do. If you have illegal things in the car, if you know you're doing something illegal, you can't break a traffic law. That's like guys who smoke in the vehicle and then they're swerving or they speeding, and when they get stopped by the police, the smell of marijuana makes it probable cause for them to search a car, only for them to find out that they have weapons or empty liquor bottle or something that's in the car that they're not supposed to have. So not only are you doing things illegal or have things illegal, you're speeding or you're not changing, you're not signaling. They said that Butter didn't have his headlights on. So they also said that they found an empty liquor bottle. That could have played a factor into why he was changing lanes improperly and didn't have headlights on. Now it could be one of two things. Maybe he purposely didn't have it because maybe he was trying to slide on ops. Maybe he was trying to get low and not be seen. Or maybe he was just so drunk, right? Or under the influence of liquor, and he didn't notice that he didn't have lights on, and he didn't notice that he wasn't signaling before changing lanes. But that one mistake costed him a whole lot. And you know what's crazy? Sometimes it happens like that. Sometimes it's that one little mistake that leads to something major. How many times, especially guys that's already been in the streets, how many times you done did your best to stay away from ops and police, and you did everything to cover your tracks only for one minor slip up that you never expected to happen actually happened, and you end up getting caught up. But it's always the smallest thing that you least expected that caused everything to transpire. Now another thing, a lot of people, they keep asking, well, why didn't Butter just pull over? Why didn't he just comply? Or maybe he could have finessed the police. Sometimes you can't, right? Because maybe his license wasn't good. I think they did say that his license wasn't good actually. But sometimes your license ain't good. So when your license ain't good, that automatically gives them reason to search your car. So maybe he felt that he has more of a chance of getting away if he run from them rather than stop and they run his license and realize that he don't have one. And then next thing you know, he just pretty much gave up. So he'd rather have more of a fighting chance by trying to run from him. But he was already intoxicated. He probably wasn't even fit to try to run from police. They done caught him throwing the gun. So that's another thing. He was trying to throw the weapons out the window, but I guess he wasn't far enough from them where he can throw it and they couldn't see it. I wonder what car, well, they say he was in the Jeep, so that's probably why he wasn't able to run either. Jeeps is slow, unless you got the fully loaded one. It's a Hellcat or something like that. But other than that, if you got the regular Jeep, 9 times out of 10, you ain't getting away. You can try all you want. You know, so a lot of people also feel that you got a chance when you throw the weapon because, you know, possession is 9/10 of the law. So I guess they feel they got more of a chance if they throw it, because at that point it becomes your word against mine and what you could prove or whatever. But yeah, Butter did bad, man. I'm sorry. And he was by himself. It's not like at least they said he was by himself. He was the one driving. They didn't name anybody else that was in the car. But who knows what he was doing. They said it was 5 o'clock in the morning. He was by himself. He's swerving, using lanes, switching lanes without signaling. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he was coming from a girl house. Like I said, who knows? But at 5 o'clock in the morning, nothing good comes out of being outside at 5 o'clock in the morning. Trust me. Right now, like I said before, everyone's saying Butter should have did this and Butter should have did that. It's funny because people tend to always have the best advice for other people, but got their own issues going on in their lives. At the end of the day, what's meant to happen is going to happen. Whatever's meant for you is for you. Maybe this was meant to happen. Maybe this is a lesson for Butter. And maybe he needed this wake-up call because sometimes the consequences could be worse. They're saying he's facing 6 to 30 years, but majority of the time, it's not going to be like the whole 30. With them saying 6 to 30, usually that means 6 is the minimum, and somewhere in between there is what he might do. But most people see 6 to 30 and automatically think that he's going to be doing 30 years or 20 years even, right? More than likely, he might get 6 years and they might just have him on probation for a long time, or he may get 10 years. I don't know. They said 6 to 30. You know, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. We do know as of right now, he has no bond, so he'll be fighting this case from inside, which means the longer it takes, the longer we wouldn't be seeing Butter unless he gets a good lawyer that could possibly get him a bond if they grant him one, and one that he could afford. Simple. Now, other than that, man, we gotta understand some people get it with a brick, some people get it with a feather, right? Some people go through things in life to where it teaches them quick. Sometimes people must keep going through it until they get hit hard, and then maybe they learn a lesson afterwards. But right now, Butter is just going through something, and hopefully he learns from it. All right. Now that we actually know what went down, y'all let me know what y'all think about the whole situation with Butter. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm gonna keep on dropping, and I'm out.